so the first thing we are going to do, I freshly just washed my face. I use the CeraVe, I'll put a picture on the screen. It's the hydrating facial cleanser because I have dry skin, so I use that, and then I put on my facial moisturizer. This is just the Waterfall Glacier water cream. I like something very like cooling on the skin, and don't mind how red my face is right now. I just got back from working out and a run and everything, so I literally get as red as a freaking fire truck, so my face is super red right now. But I just rub this in everywhere. Yes, that is the first thing that I do. Always moisturize your skin, and I wait for that to set in. Same thing if you have serums that you use, oils that you use. I used to use a lot of oils on my face just because of how dry it is. Let those fully sink in before you start your face makeup. So normally I do let that sink in fully, and then in between this time I'm like scrunching my hair or doing something with my hair, brushing my hair out or anything like that is what I do while I wait for this to sit in. Okay, after that sinks in, what I go in with is my foundation. I do not use a primer, although a lot of people do use a primer. I just don't, because I've never seen like a good benefit from it really. I just feel like it's extra for my skin, and I haven't seen it do anything really for my skin. So what I'm gonna go in with for my foundation is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is my go-to. This is what I normally use. Not in love with it. I haven't really found a foundation that I really love. But this is the one that I'm using right now. I have it in the shade Snow, and I just do like 2 pumps. I do use a Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I just did about 2 pumps on the back of my hand. Just dip in, and I start on the one side. A little bit goes a long way with this foundation, and I don't really care about a lot of coverage because I do use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, so kind of let that give me some coverage as well. So that's how my foundation looks when I first put it on. Always make sure to blend down the neck here, and I blend it a little bit into my ears, and then since I do have a nose piercing, I blend it over there as well. For my concealer, I use the Tarte Shape Tape, like I said, in 20B Light, and this a little bit goes a long way. I just put some underneath my eyes here, and in my T-zone area, anywhere else that I want some more coverage. So a lot of times I'll do here too. I have a lot of redness on my cheeks, so that is where I tend to put a little bit more on. And then just blend it in with my Real Techniques sponge. So like I said, I have more dry skin. If you can see, this sinks in a lot into my skin. It doesn't look cakey or anything for me, but it can get really cakey really fast. So what I do is immediately put on my powder. This is the Lancome powder. It is called the Long Time No Shine, and this is translucent as well. This is my favorite powder I've ever used. Seriously guys, it's really good. I do use a different sponge for this just because I don't want to have like my powder and liquids on the same sponge. If you have one sponge, what I would do is just use the bottom of it, because I only use this really for powder as the bottom. But just because I don't want it to really be wet, I use a different sponge just because I have it available. What I do is pat underneath my eyes, get all those creases out. Try to not look down that much, and then put the powder underneath there. And I always like blend it in. I don't ever really bake, just because, like I said, my skin's more dry. I don't really need to. This is the base that I always put on pretty much every single day. This doesn't really change up that often. Next, I'm gonna do my contour and highlight. I am gonna do a whole separate video on how to master your contour and highlight and blush and everything like that, just because it is a little bit more in depth of a like kind of thing to learn. Like that was kind of a really hard thing for me to learn at first. You know, you can do it way too harsh sometimes, and sometimes you can't see it at all. So I will do a separate video showing you guys exactly how to master your contour and highlight. But I am just going to really quickly just put on my contour and highlight and blush. I do use all of them every single day. I just use a little bit when I do my makeup, and I don't do a makeup every day, so it's not really that much. I'm going to be using the Kylie Cosmetics contour and highlight today. These are really good. If you didn't see my last video, I will have the little card up on the screen so you guys can check that out. I did go more in depth with how I like them or what they're good for, but I am just going to put this on really quick. So for my bronzer today, I'm going to use the shade Toasty. And I just do a little bit for every day just to warm up the skin. Sometimes I look back on old pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I put way too much. Like it made my foundation look like a whole different color just because I put too much. So I just do minimal, especially for every day. If I wanted to do like a going out look, to make this a little bit more for going out, you can always add more. Just be careful with adding too much. And then for my highlight, I'm just going to use Queen Drip. This is a little bit more of a subtle highlight. That way we're not going crazy today. A little bit of my Morphe setting mist. I really rarely do that, but whenever I want my highlight to be a little more poppin', I'll do that. And it just helps it like look like it's your skin, you know, it looks way more natural that way. The blush I've been using recently is actually out of the Jaclyn Hill Becca Cosmetics palette. It's the middle one. It's just a nice neutral blush, honestly. I don't like to do too much with blush for my everyday. Again, the theme of my everyday makeup is literally not doing too much. Like, you just want your skin to look nice. Obviously, I'm into makeup, so I do more than like the average person probably. But for my eyebrows, I have been using these same 3 things for about a year, maybe 2. And this is the Anastasia Brow Powder. I use the Great Lash Clear Mascara to set my brows in place. It works almost the same as brow gel and it's way cheaper. It's a mascara. So and then I use my Anastasia 7 brush. So my eyebrow powder is in soft brown. This is what it looks like, and I just brush through my brows. I will do a separate routine on how to master your brows as well, so I'm just gonna go through and do my brows really quick. Alright, and the last step to my everyday makeup routine is my lashes. So what I do for my lashes is I first curl them. This is, I believe, a Morphe eyelash curler. It's pretty old, so has a lot of gunk on it. I should probably clean it off. I just kind of curl my eyelashes and then I just pulse a couple times. And be careful when taking it off, especially if you need to clean yours, because it'll like pull on your lashes a little bit. So I did explain this, I think, in one of my last videos, my mascara routine, but I am going to explain it for you guys again here today, just because I've literally never loved the way that my lashes looked before. I first go in with a lash primer. This is by Revitalash. It is a blue primer. Always make sure you're using a blue primer. The blue is going to make the black of the mascara stand out more, and normally mascara primers are white, which actually makes the mascara look more gray. If you put white and black together, it makes like gray. So the mascara that I love is the Better Than Sex by Too Faced mascara, and I just got this one, but I feel like I'm running out already because I just love it so much. So again, there's no like a method of how I put it on. I just like run it through my lashes like any other mascara, but I just love how this mascara makes my lashes look. And I also, another thing that a lot of people don't do, I comb down my mascara and I comb it back up, and this makes them look a lot longer. Alright, so that's pretty much it that I do for my everyday makeup routine. Sometimes I will spray with a little bit of setting spray. Other things that I do want to just mention to you guys that sometimes I do to spice up this look a little bit. I will put some falsies on sometimes to make it more of a darker or date night kind of look, and I'll put some lipstick on. Another thing that I do sometimes is I'll grab a little brush and a little highlighter or a shimmery eyeshadow, and I'll just put a little bit in the inner corner, and it kind of just brightens up your inner corner and makes the look a little bit different to switch it up. But yeah, that is pretty much it for my everyday makeup routine. It is very simple. I've gotten down to doing this in less than 10 minutes now. So I should honestly do the 10-minute makeup challenge and see if I can really do it in 10 minutes, because it feels like it's 10 minutes, but you never know. If you guys have any questions on the makeup that I use, or my routine at all, or any other makeup related questions, you can always just leave them in the comments down below. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!